Hey guys, Matt here. So Nikola has not had a good day today. It hasn't had a good day, a good week, a good month. And the drop off today stems to two bits of, I guess, depending on how you look at it, bad news. One of them's bad depending on how you look at it, and the other one is just bad. Let's take a look at the first one. The first one is something that we kind of already knew was coming ever since Nikola tried for months to get Proposal 2 passed in order to issue more stock. Nikola announces $300 million investment through senior convertible notes. In other words, it's issuing stock. This is something that we kind of expected. It's not the greatest news in the short term, but this isn't a huge surprise. When Nikola passed Proposal 2, we know stuff like this is coming, and we know this is going to continue to happen. And my stance on it is that in the long term, as long as Nikola can complement this by actually selling trucks, like lots and lots of trucks, exponentially more, this will effectively go away over the next few years. And when I say lots of trucks, I mean these numbers here in 2024. Now, side note, last time I looked at this average estimate was in the 500. So analysts' expectations of Nikola for next year are dropping. But anyways, Nikola needs to more than pass this. It needs to get into 500, get into the 500s by the end of 2024. If it can do that, I think it stands a chance. But if it can't do that, then all this stock issuances and stuff like that, it's just life support. And that kind of leads me into the second bit of bad news today. Nikola falls on warning of risk to 2023 EV delivery guidance. Now, this is actually terrible news. Now, this article talks about the recall. If you recall from last week, Nikola had to recall a bunch of trucks due to, battery issues, some fires, stuff like that. And yeah, that stuff we already knew. Now, at the time, we didn't know how much this was going to cost Nikola. We knew it was going to cost them money. We didn't quite know how much. Now, Nikola doesn't exactly say how much this is going to cost the company, but it does say that the company said in a regulatory filing Monday that it may incur significant expenses to fix and find a replacement for the faulty part. And as a result, they had to halt sales that we already knew. And here's the kicker right here. As a result, our brand, business, results of operations, financial condition, and cash flows may be adversely affected. There may be a particular impact on the ability to meet our previously stated expectations regarding deliveries for the remainder of 2023. Now, we don't know how significant this is, but it's significant enough that they felt they needed to warn us. Now, I read some responses to this as far as forums and stuff, and I will say this. Recalls happen, not all the time. They're not exactly the most common thing in the world, but they're not rare. Companies issue recalls. That's a thing that happens, and lots of companies, they get by. The problem with Nikola right now is that Nikola is not exactly capital intensive. They're not exactly overflowing with capital. I mean, they had a whole proposal to issue stock in order to do something about that. And as I said in the beginning of the video, that issuance of stock, that will go away if they can really start to sell these trucks. And this right here, this setback, that's a problem. Now, this, of course, won't affect their hydrogen trucks directly. The whole recall and all that stuff, it pretty much only affects their electric trucks. But it does affect the company as a whole, especially when they're kind of hurting for capital. And as someone who is, I'll be honest with you, kind of interested in Nikola, especially because their trucks sound really cool. And I am interested in the company, but I need the company to give me hope that it's going to continue, that it's really going to meet those numbers and continue past their point of impaired capital. What kind of hope is Nikola going to give me that it's going to actually survive? And you don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. The only way we're going to find out is by Nikola putting up the numbers. And the impact that all this stuff is going to have, we're going to find out on the next earnings to see how bad it really is. Now, as far as the stock price, you know how Nikola trades. It can go up 80% tomorrow. It can go down 80% tomorrow. You know how it goes. But from the long run, we'll have to see over the next few months if Nikola can recover from this. But anyways, take care. Have a great day and eat your vegetables.